A coroner's inquest has begun into the 2018 starving death of a BC woman at the hands of her care provider. Florence Girard, who was born with Down syndrome, was 54 years old when she died while living in the home of Astrid Dahl. Dahl was convicted of failing to provide Girard the necessaries of life. The CBC's Karin Larsen covered the start of the inquest. We spoke with her earlier in the day. Karin, the details of this case, we should warn, quite unsettling.
Florence Girard was only 50 pounds when she died down in 2018 in the home of her caregiver, as you mentioned. Today was day one of the coroner's inquest into her death. We heard from Girard's sister, Sharon Bursey. She testified that Florence was so small that she looked like a child in her casket at the funeral. Bursey compared Florence's home share placement to a prison, saying her bedroom was blocked off with a baby gate, which prevented her from leaving and using the phone. There's a mattress on the floor, and the movie Titanic just playing over and over again on a loop. Bursey also said that Dahl, the caregiver, would never answer the phone when she called, and in fact would sort of screen for her, and she could only ever get through to speak to her sister if she called on someone else's phone. Another thing the court heard is that when Florence died, it had been 4 years since she had last seen a doctor.
What is next in this inquest, Karin?
Well, tomorrow, Astrid Dahl, the caregiver we spoke of, Florence's caregiver, will give testimony, and that's scheduled to run into Wednesday. As you mentioned, she was criminally sentenced to 15 months in prison a few years ago, followed by witnesses from Kinsight. This is the agency contracted by the province to provide this care. It's like adult foster care. They call it home share. The coroner's court is also going to hear from Community Living BC. That's the BC Crown Corporation that funds programs for adults with developmental disabilities. Now, the coroner's court, we should mention, does not find blame. Its purpose is to put forward recommendations to prevent similar deaths in the future.
Karin Larsen, thanks very much.
You're welcome.